Now, Mr. Netanyahu is from the Likud coalition, Likud. The Likud was created by the father of terrorism, a man named Menachem Begin. Menachem Begin in 1977 became Prime Minister of Israel. And he was asked by a British journalist in 1974, Mr. Begin, how does it feel in the light of all that's going on to be the father of terrorism in the Middle East? And Mr. Begin said, in the Middle East? He said, in all the world. So he put on himself the mantle of being the father of terrorism. You see, you have to understand that the state of Israel was born and created through terrorism. This is 1946. This is one of the first things he did as head of the Irgun. The Irgun is the mother party of the Likud. He blew up the King David Hotel, killing 93 people. It was British headquarters during the British Mandate period in Palestine. It's very, very similar to 9/11. And the ideology of the Likud is based on this idea called Eretz Israel, Greater Israel. This idea that Israel should fill its biblical boundaries, as they say God gave to the state of Israel. And so they have a much bigger idea of what Israel should be. And they are dedicated to reaching that state. That's very important to understand. This is what they call what Israel's future borders should look like. And as Mr. Begin said, Jerusalem was and forever will be our capital. And Eretz Israel will be restored to the people of Israel. Now, this is what Begin said in 1947. These were the strategic goals of the father of Israel, Ben-Gurion, who was another Rothschild employee. In 1948, after Israel became a state, he said we should go on the offensive and smash Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, and then take out Jordan, Syria will fall, and if Egypt dares to resist, we'll bomb Cairo. This is the Prime Minister of Israel 1 week after the nation became a state. Now, a week after 9/11, this General Wesley Clark walked through the Pentagon, and he said, about 10 days after 9/11, I went to the Pentagon, I saw Rumsfeld and Wolfowitz, and one of the generals called me in and he said, we've made the decision, we're going to war with Iraq. We're going to war with Iraq, he said. Why? I don't know, he said. I came back a few weeks later, he said, and by that time we were bombing Afghanistan. And he said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And the general said, oh, sir, it's much worse than that. We're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq, then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off with Iran. And as you can see, that shopping list is exactly what we've been doing for the past 15 years. Now, the next thing is the father of Israeli intelligence, this man Isser Harel, he predicted in 1979 that Arabs would attack the tallest buildings in New York City. He predicted it to this Jewish man here with Menachem Begin. Mr. Evans asked Harel, Isser Harel, do you think terrorism will come to America? And if so, where and why? Isser Harel said, yes, I fear it will come to you in America. America has the power but not the will to fight terrorism. As to where, Harel continued, New York City is the symbol of freedom and capitalism. It's likely they will strike your tallest building and a symbol of your power. Number 4, Israeli military intelligence created Al-Qaeda. They created the Islamic foe for the war on terror. Because if you're going to have a big war on terror, you have to have an enemy. So they have to create the enemy. The Zionist plan for the new Pearl Harbor. This was planned in advance. This man, Philip Zelikow, had a catastrophic terrorism study group in which they were imagining the transforming event that would change this nation. This was published 2 years before 9/11. Another one of the authors was Ashton Carter, top left, and the man with the blue sweater. These are Rothschild agents. These men, when they wrote that paper, were working for a group called Global Technology Partners, which is an exclusive affiliate of Rothschild North America. Their whole business is getting onto the gravy train of American defense spending. That's where the money is. They take the money from us, they put it into war, and the Rothschilds profit from it. And another group was PNAC, Project for a New American Century. They said that the process of transforming the American military into this worldwide dominant force would be a long change, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor, which is exactly what 9/11 was meant to be. Now, this is another point. the Israeli Mossad controlled security at U.S. airports, the key U.S. airports, on 9/11. And the men that ran this company, ICTS, based in Holland, are these characters here. Mr. Shukerman, Yair Shamir, the son of Shamir, and Boaz Harel. It's a Rothschild company. They controlled passenger screening at Boston Airport, Newark Airport, etc. They controlled who got on the planes. This man, Philip Zelikow, was in charge of the 9/11 Commission. He wrote the outline for the report before the people even began working on the report. And this man's specialty, he went to school, he's a Zionist. He went to school and he got a master's degree or a PhD on the creation and maintenance of the public myth. Because what we've been sold is a myth. We've been told a myth that Islam is trying to attack our nation. This is the John Farmer, counsel for the report. He said what they told Congress, the Commission, the media, and the public about who knew what when was almost entirely and inexplicably untrue. And these are the commissioners themselves, Thomas Keane and Lee Hamilton. Thomas Keane said, to this day, we don't know why NORAD told us what they told us. It was just so far from the truth.